4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला। MDH।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
Our pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day.
I am absolutely fed up, like you are, I'm sure, with the U-turns of the BCCI and the ICC and cricket politics. And I feel bad, like every citizen of India does, that these people, because they want to make some money over cricket, are ready to compromise the nation. Terrible. Pakistan has taken another magnificent U-turn in its decision to not play, not play, keep changing its mind, ladies and gentlemen. First they say they stand with Bangladesh, then they said we stand with them so much that we don't participate in the World Cup. Then they put Shehbaz Sharif in front and he said we've taken a clear decision not to play cricket with India because we are backing Bangladesh. Listen to what Shehbaz Sharif said.
T20 वर्ल्ड कप जो है उस हवाले से हमने बड़ा वाज़ेह स्टैंड लिया है कि हम हिंदुस्तान के ख़िलाफ़ जो मैच है वो हम नहीं खेलेंगे, क्योंकि पाकिस्तान ने कहा कि ये खेल का मैदान है, ये सियासत नहीं है। खेल के मैदान में सियासत बिल्कुल नहीं होनी चाहिए। हमने एक बड़ा सोच समझ के हमने स्टैंड लिया है और इस हवाले से हमें बांग्लादेश के साथ पूरी तरह खड़े होना चाहिए।
That's what he said 8 days back. Now he's changed his line 8 days later. Now he's saying that the government of Pakistan is now
A very warm welcome to the latest edition of Republic Defense. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Rakshita Mishra with you, bringing you the top stories from the world of defense and strategic affairs that we're tracking for you this edition. And viewers, we start with the top story, the Moron Emergency Landing Facility. That's also an ELF. It represents the historic milestone that has been achieved this weekend. It's the first emergency landing facility in India's northeast region. It's located along a reinforced 4.2-kilometer stretch of national highway in Assam's Dibrugarh. This dual-use infrastructure seamlessly functions as a regular highway under normal conditions, but transforms into a fully operational airstrip during contingencies. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi just this Saturday has landed aboard the C-130J Super Hercules aircraft on the Moran bypass, marking the formal inauguration. Now, talking about the strategic importance of it, this ELF holds immense significance because of its position in Upper Assam. That's roughly 240 to 300 kilometers from the line of actual control with China and near the Myanmar border, in a region that has been marked by tense frontiers and China's own dual-use highway airstrips and advanced airfields in Tibet. The facility bolsters India's defense posture, providing rapid underway runway options for military aircraft, including fighters up to 40 tons. Just take a quick check of the inauguration and the display of our air power. We'll just show you. So viewers, from Rafales to the Globemaster, they were all on display. And in Moran, Republic TV has been reporting from the Moron Airstrip in Assam. And we'll just tell you what this lifeline really means for this, for India, the strategic significance of it. We'll just go full frame with the information on that. It's 300 kilometers away from the China border. Remember, viewers, that there has been a lot of infrastructure build-up from China near the LAC. Now, India has also put up this airstrip just 300 kilometers away from the LAC. This is near the China border, and it's 200 kilometers also, importantly, from the Myanmar border. And this is where on Saturday, this airstrip has been inaugurated. It's an alternative runway in event of conflict. It's actually a highway that has been turned into a runway, and it enhances the rapid deployment in northeast region. There has been a lot of talk about securing northeast in the recent times, viewers, and this comes right in time. It's equipped for fighter jets, choppers, and the transport planes as well. And this is why we see that this is one of the first such in the region of Northeast. It also helps in airlifting relief material, because in times of floods, in times of natural disasters, this airstrip will be very, very essential. And beyond the conflict, also another uses the evacuation efforts, building for security and disaster response, as we just told you. So that is the importance, and we'll just go across to our defense expert, Indian Air Force veteran, Group Captain Anant Mathur, joining us on the broadcast. Very good afternoon to you, sir. And Group Captain Mathur, this is very much close to the China border and also to Myanmar border, a runway from a highway to a runway. Sir, if you could just shed some light on the strategic importance of this.
Hi, good afternoon, Rakshita. This is the Valentine's Day gift by the Indian Air Force and the Prime Minister to the country. The importance of this has to be ascertained in light of Op Sindoor also, because you understand that how Indian Air Force had taken out the airfields of Pakistani Air Force, and they had rendered them unusable. Under these circumstances, it is extremely important for our fighters which are there in the air at any given time to have an emergency landing facility should such a situation arise in our context. The second aspect that has been brought out by you also is the help in terms of disaster relief. In disaster relief, not only should we have an airfield, equally important, we need helipads. So there is a proposal for putting on helipads in high areas so that even if there is flooded all around them, helicopters can safely land. We all know that Brahmaputra basin every year has a flooding problem, and the help provided by the Indian Air Force is vital in ensuring that relief operations are carried out. As far as China is concerned, there are several dual-use airfields across the border, and India over the last decade has been making very strong efforts. There are a total of 9 emergency landing fields planned for in the Northeast region, including 5 in Assam, and this is just the start of the first one. So expect these to develop at regular intervals over the next decade as we fortify our defense posture in the Northeast.
Absolutely, sir. That, of course, becomes very, very important as far as the strategic location of this is concerned, sir. Do you expect that some more of more such moves will be taken up in future? And if so, where you think is it important to provide such a boost?
See, definitely, like I told you, 9 are being planned in the Northeast, and out of these, 5 are in Assam. Doctrinally, right now we are referring to them as emergency landing fields. The phase 2 of using an emergency landing field, the moment you provide refueling facilities and arming facilities, it becomes a virtual airfield which can be prepared within a few days' notice. It would require logistical support to ensure that if an aeroplane lands there after a mission, you can refuel it. If the missiles have been expanded, you put the missiles on. If the bombs have been expended, you rearm it with those bombs. And once that is done, the aircraft is ready for the next mission.
Right,
it
sir.
can ensure shorter turnaround times. It can ensure quick, what we call as TRS, or a turnaround servicing for the aircraft for the next mission. So that's the level 2 of the ELF. It does not remain an emergency landing facility anymore. It becomes a virtual subsidiary airfield.
Right, sir. Many thanks, Group Captain Mathur, for joining us on the Republic Defence this afternoon.
Thank you, Rakshita.
And viewers, now on to one of the big stories from Defence viewers, the controversy surrounding the Army veterans, the Indian Defence Forces veterans. The tax exemption has made news following the Union Budget's finance bill. It revokes a century-old income tax exemption on disability pensions for the armed forces personnel who sustain disabilities but continue to be in service. First, we'll tell you what is this really about. Now, the disability pension for armed forces personnel has traditionally been fully exempt from income tax. This practice dates back to 1922 and continued under the Income Tax Act of 1961. Now, a disability pension is a financial benefit. In fact, it's actually a right. It's not even a benefit. It's their right, provided to the armed forces personnel who have suffered or aggravated disabilities in course of service, and despite that, some of them do continue with their term. So it typically comprises of two parts: a service element based on the length of service and a disability element that's based on the percentage of disability accessed by a medical board. Now, over the years, this tax exemption has generally applied not only to the personnel who were out of service due to serious disability, but also to many who continued serving despite their injuries and they later retired. They were superannuated. Now, in 2019, the Income Tax Department issued a circular attempting to restrict this exemption only to those who were medically invalided out. However, now this move was challenged in the court and the Supreme Court, and Supreme Court stayed its implementation, allowing the broader practice to continue. Now, right now, if we talk about what's happening in the latest, is that the issue has resurfaced with the proposal once again seeking to limit the tax exemption only to those discharged on medical grounds. And in the budget, the government is looking to amend the Income Tax Act to restrict the full tax exemption on disability pensions only to personnel invalidated out of service due to bodily disability attributable to or aggravated by military duty. So just in short, viewers, what I want to make you understand is that these are changes for those who have completed their term despite the disability. So they will be taxed. They will have to give income tax. No disability income tax really for them. And we're being joined by our defense expert, Colonel Rajiv Bagga, joining us on the broadcast. For more on this, Colonel Bagga, many thanks for joining us on Republic Defense once again, sir. Now, this is an issue that has angered many veterans. Thousands of retired army personnel, retired defense forces personnel will be affected by this, sir. What is your reaction? Because you have also led a fight, for such, on such issues, sir. How do you react to this move by the government?
Good afternoon, Rakshita. Firstly, thanks a lot for inviting me on your platform. You see, as you mentioned that I'm a veteran. After spending 32 and a half years of glorious, unblemished service in Indian Army, and out of that, 20 years in Kashmir Valley combating terrorism, and that too when I was in RR in Black Hat Commandos or with my battalion. And when I superannuated with a disability. That is 50%. I lost my hearing in the line of duty when I was there in the Kashmir Valley combating terrorism. Anyway, that's a different issue. I have also started getting my disability pension 3 months back only after the retirement of my 3.5 years. I fought for it. What surprises me that, the think tanks, whosoever is sitting there, why they are not have considered the scars which we have carried on, not only our body, I will say that our mind, soul, or whatever the other family suffered. But at the same time, I am extremely grateful to Supreme Court, Honorable Court, that who has really safeguarded the right of our victims. What court has said, it is not largest. It is not corrupt. It is, as you said it, that is certainly the compensation given to the soldier who has lost his something or a disabled in the line of duty. or during his service, like a kind of a compensation to his sacrifices. Why the think tank is not able to, view it with their great vision before making a swift changes? And suddenly, one side we say that we are blooming, we are having a kind of a supremo economy, and one side we are trying to curtail certain things from that to the people who are safeguarding our country. Okay. As a veteran, like sacrifices part I will talk about subsequently. I like to highlight as a, veteran, the veteran lobby, it has been seen as a punishing as a our loyalty and dedication, actually. Actually, we are very much hurt. Okay, why this like this? One year, we are today the 14th February, and we are remembering the Black Day, that Pulwama attack and all that. We also remember Kargil Day. And when it comes to payback the things, we are start thinking in a different manner. I read somewhere the quote, when the country, they start forgetting the loyalty, sacrifices, valor of their soldier, there is something is wrong. Like as an army personnel, it's not me, there are thousands like me. If I give you example, General Ian Cardozo, who didn't think twice to cut his own limb. He told the Gurkha, he cut my limb because he got hurt in 71 war. That is the level of dedication. And the person thereafter proved his caliber. And, like he proved that is still fit. These are the people who inspire the younger generation of the future forces. And the person who has got capacity to endure to complete the service still got something to give to the country as an instructor or as something in the academy. I remember my India Coast Guard, they keep telling me they had an instructor, Colonel Kaul, who lost his eyes in Sri Lanka, and proudly he used to take pride in it. They are the inspiration. My question is, do you think that the great warrior, that tiger, Honorable Captain Yogendra Singh Yadav, Paramveer Chakra, who supernated, and that man, he flew 17 bullets. Now you're telling that we will, no, thank you very much. No, sir. Please recognize, what exactly we are lost, which we are not asking. The losses are there. 90% of our veterans have not seen their children growing in front of their eyes. The agony, that stigma, that kind of a pain which they have faced, their sons, like somebody's brother, somebody's husband, like they are serving the combat zone. And whosoever is settling such type of formulating such policies, my fear, and that to how jod ke main bata raha hu, that they should also 2 or 3 years or kind of a service in the combat zone, and then only first they need to walk through their bridge before posing such type of things.
Right, sir.
As a veteran, extremely, I am not very happy. For one thing more, and it is when you talk about the disability pension, it is not a bounty. It is totally a vested property right as per Constitution 300 Alpha. The Constitution also. There is certain more things. When we talk about our regimental days and this day and this, that day, Kargil day and all that, please protect the pride of the soldier. They have come back with nothing. They lost a lot, but you are really trying to say, no,
Yes.
your services are over here.
Colonel Bagga, you feel that this is, because the veterans say that this is a very, very discriminatory move, and it somewhere, also, puts a burden on the loyalty of our defense forces who have continued. It includes even former army chiefs. It also includes someone like Field Marshal Sam Manekshaw, who continued despite taking bullets in his stomach, sir. And it sets the wrong kind of example. And it is somewhere demoralizing for our forces, isn't it?
You see that our Indian armed forces, definitely, Rakshita, I am telling you, don't pay me also. I'm a veteran, still ready to fight. You know, we are not the same. We are just asking whatever is written. And suddenly, after 100 years, you make a swift change. You know, like I tell you about. Another part is when you said no discrimination, why are you dividing that disabled soldier into categories? And you are again challenging the right of equality. That is again written in our the same constitution, that para 30. I think there is something you need to really channelize.
Right,
Please.
sir.
That is what exactly my
Absolutely.
submission. That do not respect our soldiers, protect their pride. I think we are not asking for anything extra. We are just asking that whatever we have lost, it should be compensated. But if you are not in a position to compensate, kindly do not boast about our, economy. We are so we are soldiers.
Yes.
We will protect our country without pay or whatever happens. But when it comes to protect our right and pride, we will fight.
Right, sir. Colonel Rajiv Bagga, always a pleasure having you. Thank you so much for raising your voice on this matter and also speaking to us on Republic Defense once again. Shifting focus now to the other stories, ladies and gentlemen. The Defense Acquisition Council, DSC, chaired by Rajnath Singh, the Defense Minister, has given a green signal for defense procurement proposals that's worth 3.60 lakh crore rupees to strengthen the capabilities of our armed forces. And at the heart of this deal is the acquisition of 114 Rafale aircraft for the Indian Air Force. The fleet composition includes 88 single-seat fighters, 26 twin-seater trainer variants, and have all been configured for land-based operations. And once the full order is delivered, the Indian Air Force's Rafale inventory is expected to rise to nearly 150 aircraft.
Rafale definitely was a hero, amongst other heroes. During Op Sindoor, there were a lot of other heroes also. Yes, Rafale is the buzzword. आपने वो word इस्तेमाल किया. It is the buzzword. Indian Air Force is looking forward to inducting a lot more MRFA aircraft, whether that is going to be Rafale or any other, presently under deliberation, and a concrete decision on this has not yet been taken. And so therefore, it will not be correct for me to comment at the moment. But yes, Indian Air Force is definitely looking forward to induct a lot more of these newer generation aircraft into our inventory, and the sooner the better. That is as far as your question is concerned.
Viewers, why is it important is that India had previously inducted 36 Rafales under a 2016 agreement that marked the platform's first entry into Indian service. Now, under the current plan, the first 18 Rafale aircraft will be delivered in flyaway condition. That means they will be fully manufactured in France and handed over ready for operational deployment. Now, the remaining 96 aircraft will be made in India through licensed manufacturing. Now, the Rafale represents the most advanced combat aircraft in Indian Air Force service and is widely regarded as its primary force multiplier, played a key role in Operation Sindoor. And hence, now, this deal is very much important, not just in terms of imparting the firepower, but also enhancing made in India production. And as we understand, the DSC has cleared the deal for the procurement of these Rafales, with 80% of them to be manufactured in India. So there's going to be local production as well. And viewers, as we end with the visuals that have come in from Jammu Kashmir's Letpura, today is the 14th of February, viewers, and we remember our martyrs of Pulwama. The 185 CRPF battalion headquarters wreaths were laid as we remember the martyrs of Pulwama attack. 40 of our CRPF jawans sacrificed their lives in the attack by a suicide bomber and a convoy carrying our CRPF personnel. The cowardly attack is remembered today, in the stories of braveries being remembered today. They are India's eternal heroes. Here's a tribute to them. Thanks for watching. Jai Hind.
global employability rankings by Times Higher Education UK, only the following 6 institutions from India are ranked amongst the top 230 in the world for having the most employable graduates. IIT Delhi, IISc Bangalore, IIT Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur and Ahmedabad.